For what? Excuse me. For training games. No, I mean, you guys are talking about different stuff. I was talking about. Espresso Forever says, "Do I prefer increment or regular for training games?" I think if you're talking about training games, where I'm, for myself or anybody, I mean, I guess the increment would be better. I don't think the increment is fun, when it comes to like talking about, classical Blitz, but I'm gonna take it. I know that this fixes his position, so he uses the rook, but I believe in the bishops. I can also play bishop g4. Having said that, I believe in the bishops. I also believe I'm somewhat cramped here, and my pieces are hard to get to be active here. So knight d5 is fine too. He has kind of big center though. c6. c6 feels kind of passive, although black should be okay. He has c6, knight e4, and then like c4. What I really like to do is trade his d4 pawn. How can I undermine that darn d4 pawn? If I can get in c5 or e5, I think that's the way to equalize. So we'll see what we can do. Although c6, it's solid. Black is passive. It's like a Caro-Kann. Don't know. Knight e4 looks like slight advantage to white. Although I have bishop g4. Then he plays c3, I guess. This move also okay for white. And that avoids bishop g4. So here, we'll play rook e8. It's a bit passive. I don't really like this, but I think that fundamentally black is okay. I'm gonna keep the bishop on the board. I wouldn't want to play this against a computer. Computers are particularly nasty. This kind of position. It's a good Alekhine for white. Now knight e5. Looks like he's giving me a chance to trade that off. Maybe knight d7. Perhaps I should do it. My knight is really badly placed on b6, as knights always are. b3, b6, g6, g3. Almost universally a bad square. It's like white's knight in the Sicilian only goes to b3 for some reason, because it doesn't or can't remain on d4. In the Alekhine, Caro-Kann, anything, often the knight is badly placed on b6. Just goes there because it has no other choice. But I'm sure that there was at least one world champion who said that. c5 starting to look like an option for real now. But I guess he just seals me up with d5. I don't know. I think I can break out. It's not that extreme to play f6 here. My white squares are pretty safe. Having said that, if he plays queen c4, I guess I'm pretty much dead. It's a little bit scary. I could take with the bishop if I have to. Now he plays e6. Wow. e6. Why not? A b6. We'll try to get the bishop out the long way. Well, anytime you play anything like this related or close to the Alekhine's defense, you're going to be living on the razor's edge and playing some pretty iffy positions. This is kind of like that. But once again, we don't have that many weaknesses. f5 and we can attack the pawn on d4. Amadan asked if I noticed a difference between European and US chess players. Definitely. I mean, it seems like US chess players are more like kind of homeschooled. And it's less and less, I guess, like that's the case, as there's more like chess in the school programs type of stuff. But it's, there seems like there's more organized chess in Europe, and people are more classically trained. But it's probably less and less. That's less and less the case every year as more people play online and more, you know, of these kind of global programs for teaching chess in the schools exist. But I think that Europeans generally like frown upon Americans. You know, oh, you know, there's this kind of ongoing joke that American players are like kind of all coffee house self-taught players. Should I think about going after this guy's e-pawn here before it gets real unpleasant? It seems like he'd have to play bishop f4. But h4 is a nice move. I might have to play g5. And then he'll just like sack a piece. Nah. I might have to play g5 at some point. It's going to get very unpleasant. I better be careful. I mean, queen d6, bishop f4. I don't see where I'm going there. Now he's just going to mate me. I guess I can play bishop g7 if I have to. That wasn't really the plan, but it may be the plan soon. g5 or f5 is interesting. f5. What about f5? Kind of dangerous, to say the least. Play f5 and bishop f6 type of thing. Looks almost insane. c5 doesn't do anything. However, I can play f5 and c5. It's sort of total desperation. f5. Everybody's faster than me. It's crazy. 2049. Okay, it's classical, but why am I so much slower than everybody else? Okay, talking doesn't help, I guess. I would play faster if I wasn't trying to commentate on everything, but still, it seems like everyone's faster than me. I'm really getting slow. But I think the thing is that normally you focus more on the clock, and I just forget to focus on the clock. Now, yeah, I think he made a mistake. He could have really gone for the jugular with, well, actually, what could he do? I guess he didn't really have a choice. Maybe a different move, rook d1, no? He wants to play knight f4, but I think rook d1, I mean, this way he allows me to play. Actually, it wasn't easy. Rook d1, I play bishop d4. Yeah, it wasn't so easy for him. d5, bishop d4 check. Unclear. It's pretty sharp. I don't know. Now his kingside looks kind of sketchier than mine. Yeah, queen d5 is a huge move. So Amadan, you were in the stream. I thought you were in the stream, and then when you challenged me, I wasn't sure. Here, I'm gonna just take. I can. Maybe I made a mistake, but I can hold it together with like king h7. Maybe this was an insane thing to do. Yeah. Probably just self-mated myself. That's good. No, I have queen takes d4 check if he does knight f4. So it's okay. What did I just do? Oh. I just freaked out. Just like, I thought I just moved back to g8. I'm not trusting myself with the mouse on this site. I'm terrible with I'm terrible with the talking part, and yeah, with the browser-based board, I make a lot of mouse slips. Especially castling is dangerous because I try to drag the piece instead of like plopping it on squares. It's not a good idea. Dragging the king tends to result in a king f8 mouse slip. I like black now. It's like this is the dream, you know. I got him to just barely overextend himself, and he hangs a piece. And there's some rook h1 stuff. I'm praying that that doesn't work. g5 doesn't help me. I have king h7, only move. I almost didn't see it. It's like absurd. Wow. What is up with this position? Total silence. I'm just tired of losing on time. I will not lose on time anymore. Maybe I'll win on time. Queen G3 check, seriously? Alright, dude. You win. Okay, good game. Queen G3. Dude, play some bullet chess. Whoops, casual. Did I play casual? No, good. Thought I joined the casual game. No comment. So anyway, that was a good game. Knight f6, c4, g6, knight c3. Grunfeld I'd like to play, but I can't seem to get people to play the Grunfeld. Had mate in 1. Who had mate in 1? Does somebody have mate in 1? Seriously? Somebody tell me who the mate in 1 was. A5. Theoretical novelty. Anyway, guys, welcome to the stream. International Master William Paschall playing and losing on time every game here. Pretty sick game last game. It was pretty crazy. I think we were winning handily, but let the time get out of control as usual. So bishop h4, a5 is a weird move. I think that just helps white on the queen side. So this position is pretty standard. Just the inclusion of a5 probably favors white a little bit. Generally speaking, you don't want to play on the wrong, on the strong side of the opponent, space, where the opponent has more space. But I guess a5 is not that bad. Having said all that, it's not a really bad move, but I think it would probably be better to do without it. Although this setup I don't really like for black, this classical kind of King's Indian setup, not recommended against the Smyslov variation. I think I have another